Hello YouTube, Chrome Freak here. Let me go ahead first off and get this out of the way. I'm gonna apologize. I caught a cold or the flu from somewhere. I feel horrible. I rarely get sick, like, flu or cold-like symptoms. I picked it up somewhere. Let me apologize for that right off the bat. I took the Desert Eagle 44 Magnum to the range the other night. I put out a 27 vid of me shooting. I actually have a video of this up shooting also. I have not posted it yet. I might not, I don't know. It didn't come out too well. I will say this is an awesome pistol. Let's go ahead and do a safety check on it. We're gonna drop the magazine. She is empty, safe direction. Pull the trigger. In anticipation of what I thought would be a very robust recoil, I forgot to turn the safety off, and when I went to pull the trigger on the first shot, I kind of lunged forward a little bit with the gun, and you'll see it in the video. I'll post it, maybe. And but I gotta tell you, there was like almost no recoil. I have shot the 50, but never the 44. I expected a little bit more recoil, but with this weight of this pistol, it is really an absolute pleasure to shoot. Anyway, I looked on YouTube, and there's really no detailed strip and reassemblies of the Desert Eagle. There's one of the slide. I think it's a basic field strips. So we're going to get down and do a complete detailed strip and reassembly of the Desert Eagle. And let's get started with that because we don't have a whole lot of time. Okay, on the port side of the gun here, you're going to have a button. You're going to push that button in right there, and on this side, you're going to simply drop that, and the barrel kind of just jumps right off, as you can see. I'm going to set the barrel off to the side. With that, the whole slide will slide right off. Put your hand under it, kind of. As you can see, the gas block or gas piston fell right out of the front, fits right here in the front, and a double recoil spring or a recoil system. I'm going to put the frame out of the way for just a second here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to take apart the slide, do a detailed strip of the slide. Hoping you can see this right here in the back of the slide. It's where your hammer hits the firing pin. You're going to take the firing pin and we're going to push that in. And at the same time, you're going to let down, and it's going to come out very easily. Now keep your finger over there because the firing pin is under spring tension, so it'll pop out if you don't. Take it right out. Firing pin will come right on out, and give it a little knock and the spring will fall right out with it. Keep them together, put them off to the side. Okay, the next piece we're going to go take out is we're going to take the bolt and the bolt retaining pin out. And to do that, inside the slide right here is a little pin. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of put your left index finger onto the bolt itself. And you're going to kind of give it a little push to loosen it up. Just take a simple screwdriver and just turn that pin around. It's the half moon shape, so you want the half moon out of the notch and facing toward yourself, as you see right here. There's a little groove in there, and you can just pick it just like that, and it'll come right out. Now, the bolt is under a little bit of pressure too, so you want to go ahead and just let it out slowly like I just did. And there's your retaining pin. It'll probably come out in two pieces. Keep it in one, put it off to the side, remove the bolt. And also, the bolt here, there's a pin right here that you can drive out. It will take your extractor off, and you can get in there and you can clean your bolt thoroughly. We're not going to do that in this video. But if you need it done, PM me, let me know, and I'll try to get that done for you while I still have the pistol. Now, if you want, we can go ahead and we can take the safety off, and we'll go ahead and we're going to do that actually. Use a proper size screwdriver, and somebody has already taken this one off. I can see a little mark actually in the screw itself. You've got to be very careful like I just did. I slipped off. It's very tight, by the way. But I don't want to mess this up. I should probably put some tape on it. And there it goes. It's loose. Take that out. And the whole safety assembly will slide out one side as you take the lever. It doesn't matter, there's a screw on each side. You can take either side off if you want. There's a little plate in there you're gonna have to get out too. See the little plate right there? And it's gonna fit right on the back, just like that. When you put it back together, make sure the little notch, it's got a little nipple, points out, so when you put it in, it fits into either spot for the safety, on or off. I'm gonna keep those together, just like that, and I put it off to the side. And you just simply work it out the other side, like so. and it's out. Now you have a complete detailed strip of the slide. There's nothing left in here. And as with a Glock or any other semi-automatic pistol, you get into the slide, and I don't like to grease or oil anything in the slide itself. The outside of the bolt is fine, but you want to kind of keep the front dry, your firing pin a little bit. You know, like I said, you can see the wear on the bolt. Wherever there's wear, put a little oil or grease. Very little though, not a lot, in my opinion. Okay, detailed slide is detailed strip. We're going to take that and put it out of the way. Okay, now the fun part, guys, the frame. It's not so bad, but getting these grips off can be a brute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this pin down, and I'm going to go ahead and lock the hammer back. I don't like doing that, but I'm going to do it just to keep this flat down right here because I don't have a vise to do it in. So what we're going to do is you're going to push down on that, and what I like to do is I'm going to take a little pair of pliers. I'm going to grab that pin and I'm going to push. And these are very hard to get off. I have a hard time. The hardest part of stripping this gun is taking these grips off, in my opinion. There it is. It still ain't off though. Believe me, this is a chore getting this thing off. And I still have got yet to defeat the back of the grip itself. I'm gonna reach back in there, I'm gonna grab it some more and let it out. There it goes. Now, you can just kind of unwrap them and get them off. They are very tight, it's very hard to get off. There you go. Okay, that to me is the hardest part of disassembling this firearm. Now, as you can see, there's a little spring right here that I'm lucky did not come flying out when the slide release came down. Without scratching the gun, and very simply, you're just going to pull that out. You can see it right there. It's a very small spring, and if you're not careful, you will lose this spring. So, we're going to take that out. We're going to go ahead and pull the slide release right on out. Okay, now your trigger's sitting in there kind of free, but it's not. It's in the back. It's inside. There's a little locking lever in there in your trigger assembly. And the whole trigger assembly, by the way, is going to come out in one piece. And there's actually two pins, one here and one here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to push them out. I'm hoping I'm not out of the frame. Just very carefully, we don't want to scratch this. It's a very expensive firearm. See how easy the pin came out? Lay it off to the side. And then we're going to push this pin out. Now this one here, because I do have it cocked, is under a little pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it very carefully, use a hammer, very carefully. And I'm gonna let the punch follow the pin out, and I'm gonna keep the punch in for a second. Okay, you can let it out. It ain't gonna jump up or nothing like that. And just go ahead and pull the whole thing. I hope you're seeing this. Let me get this out of the way. You're gonna pull the trigger. Just go ahead and take the hammer assembly completely out and pull the trigger out. The trigger's spring loaded, as you can see, and it'll come right out just like that. Now the only thing, put these off to the side and keep these pins together too. Don't lose them. They're very simple. This is a bigger one, this is a smaller one. You can't, no way to lose them. Okay, now what you're going to do again, this is the same slide release pin. We're going to take that pin and we're going to push it in as hard as we can, and we're just going to simply pull the slide release. I'm sorry, the locking lever, this is not the slide release, it's the locking lever, out. And on this side is going to be the pin and the spring. Now we have a complete detailed strip frame. The only thing left on this to take out is actually the magazine release, and I'm not even going to do that. If you really want to know how to do it, it's very simple. There's a screw on this side. You would take the screwdriver, push in on this, and at the same time unscrew that. It comes out exactly like the release, the magazine release on a 1911. So go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do it on this one just because of time constraints. So that's it. We got a complete detailed stripped slide and frame of the Desert Eagle and 44 Magnum. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and we'll pick it up in number 2, and we'll completely reassemble it. Once again, I want to thank everybody who subs and watches these videos. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the comments, the questions, everything. I love YouTubing. I guess you would call it kind of gayish, but I really do enjoy it. I love talking firearms. If you got any questions, if I can answer them, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination at all. I do this for fun. I do it as a hobby, and I really enjoy it. And if I could help somebody out, well, great. You know what? Real quick, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the hammer straight up. All you got to do is reach in there, and you're going to actually push up on. You're going to see the little lever. You actually pull out on it. There you go. And now, when you put the hammer mechanism or assembly back into the firearm, you really want the hammer straight up and down like that. I forgot to do that real quick. Okay guys, let's go ahead and end this. We'll pick it up in part 2 with the reassembly. Thank you for watching.